yesterday that Nate is a member of our caucus, and I look forward to working with him in the next year to pass legislation that will improve the lives of all Missourians. Now, Nixon's veto of the tax cut was sustained last week. The House voted for the override 94 to 67, but a two-thirds majority requires 109 votes. 15 Republicans joined 52 Democrats opposing the override. After the veto session, Jones of Eureka said Republicans campaigned on reducing taxes and that some lawmakers would need to answer for possibly breaking a campaign promise and a policy promise. He also said he must be cautious about anything that could affect long-term relationships with legislators. The tax cut would have gradually reduced Missouri's corporate income tax rate from 6.25% to 3.25%. It also would have lowered the top tax rate for individuals from 6% to 5.5% over the next decade as state revenues continue to rise by at least $100 million annually. There would have been a 5-year phase-in for a 50% tax deduction for business income reported on individual tax returns. Jones said he would try again next year to pass a new bill, and Walker also said he is working on possible tax legislation. So that's what's going on there. Kind of small-town politics hits the state level, as it were. Seems like I have one more story here I wanted to bring up, and I don't know what it was. Well, I already did that one. So I guess that's it for today. There's one more story I could bring up. And, what the heck. Let's see. Yeah, it's a short one. This one concerns road safety, in particular bridge safety. A problem throughout much of the country because many of our bridges were constructed decades ago when car weights and so forth were of a different standard. And now we have more traffic than ever, more cars on the road. And unfortunately, at the same time, we have less money being circulated on road repair because it costs more to fix just a smaller section of highway. Well, a new review shows that thousands of bridges are in need of repairs or replacement. Now, here in the Show Me State, Missouri has significantly reduced its number of structurally deficient bridges in recent years. Yet, an Associated Press review of federal records shows that Missouri still has a number of bridges that are both rated in poor condition and lack structural redundancies that help guard against collapse. All right? Motorists should be aware that we have a funding problem. That's according to Dennis Heckman, the state bridge engineer for the Missouri Department of Transportation, but they should not be afraid to drive across the bridge. The structurally deficient designation means a bridge needs repairs or replacement because at least one major component has advanced deterioration or other problems that have led inspectors to deem its condition as poor or worse. If an inspector believes any bridge is in danger of failing, it is immediately closed. Okay? Well, according to a 2006 Federal Highway Administration report, Missouri had nearly 4,600 bridges categorized as structurally deficient, about 19% of its total. That figure declined by nearly 3,500 out of a total of 24,334 bridges statewide in the most recent data available in federal records. The decline came as Missouri embarked on a multi-year project completed in November of 2012 to repair or replace 802 of the state's worst bridges. Federal figures show Missouri has 687 bridges that were both structurally deficient and a fracture critical, meaning they are designed in a way that risk collapse if a single vital component fails. So that's what we're facing. And unfortunately, Missouri's infrastructure is caving in on itself. If we don't get more businesses here generating more money, chances of repairing some of those bridges probably isn't going to happen. Okay? Well, that's enough for my soapbox for today. I think I've pretty well covered everything that I wanted to talk about in that regard in my opening monologue. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have news headlines, as well as celebrity birthdays, today in history, market information, plus a whole lot more before the CBS World News Roundup. Coming up next, things you need to know on the trends of the day. That's coming up in a couple of minutes, so stick around. You're listening to First Cup, and I'm your host, Joe Haffner.
KSTP-TV, St. Paul, Minneapolis, Channel 5. Tonight, an ABC premiere presentation. Take her out. The adventure continues.
You didn't expect to find me.
The deadliest criminal in the galaxy is on the loose.
He wants to kill me.
And the battle lines are drawn.
There she is.
William Shatner, Leonard Nimoy, and Ricardo Montalban.
Fire!
Star Trek II.
Kill him.
The Wrath of Khan. Next.
Just when I think you've said the stupidest thing ever, you keep talking.
My name is Dale Pazinski. I volunteer with United Way to help the homeless in my community learn computer skills and build a basic resume. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Do you dance badly or hug in public? That's okay. You don't have to be perfect to be the perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care would love to put up with you. Call 1-888-200-4005 or visit adoptuskids.org for more information. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt Us Kids, and the Ad Council. Confessions of a Potentially Perfect Parent, brought to you by adoptuskids.org.
I might look like an adult, like a person who could possibly be a parent, but I have no idea how to talk like one. And everyone knows that if you want to be a parent, you have to sound good when you say things like, "Don't make me turn this car around," or "because I said so," or "Don't make me come back there." I don't even really know what those things mean, but I know that I actually believed my parents when they said them to me. How did they manage to sound so convincing? Here we go. "Don't make me come back there." Oh, no, that's not tough enough at all. Kids can sense weakness. "Don't make me come back there." Ooh, yeah, that's better. In fact, that kind of sounded like my dad. Weird.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to listen to you practice your dad voice. Call 1-888-200-4005 or visit adoptuskids.org for more information. This message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt Us Kids, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Studio 26 on this Wednesday morning, and still no sign of the camel. I think we're safe. Unless we end up in some sort of weird Geico commercial. Well, it is the 18th day of September as we try to improve ourselves here. And one of the ways to improve yourselves, and not to look like a dummy when you're at the water cooler today, is not knowing what's going on. And here are things you need to know for this Wednesday, so we'll get to that right after Home Improvement.
Oppan Gangnam Style.
And here are some things you need to know on this Wednesday. It's National Cheeseburger Day. Well, that sounds good right about now. I could go for a Kahuna burger. It's National Guitar Flat Picking Championships and Walnut Valley Festival. That's running from now through Sunday, September 22nd, in Winfield, Kansas. In news attack this morning, did you see the video of them lifting that huge ship off a reef in Italy? You know, that was some very interesting footage, and I've seen some stills on that as well as some videos. Very impressive. I wouldn't want to be in charge of that operation, though. That has got to be nerve-wracking. Okay, a little bit more to the left. No, you're left. Oh, no, I'm sorry, you're right. Oh, it went back under. They're going to see if the same technology can be used to get Mel Gibson's career back on its feet. I hope they can. I mean, I don't like the things that Mel has said or has done necessarily, but I think deep down inside he's a fairly decent guy. But then, what do I know? In Louisiana, you're still legally allowed to twerk in Louisiana. Seems that a press release claiming that DeQuincy, Louisiana, has made twerking illegal was posted on the internet yesterday. It's fake, people. So if you feel the urge to twerk in DeQuincy, go for it. But I don't want to see it, okay? I don't want to hear about it. Grumpy Cat endorsement deal landed with Friskies. Oh, good. I want to see more of that, sourpuss. Grumpy Cat has landed an endorsement deal with Friskies. The cat, whose real name is Tartar Sauce. Well, no wonder the cat has a frown on his face. If you named me Tartar Sauce, I would look pissed off too. I would be pissed off. Well, Tartar Sauce is famous thanks to the endless memes about a grumpy cat. He only gives no for an answer. In the wacky but true files, wedding owl doesn't cooperate. Imagine that. A British wedding ceremony didn't go quite as planned when a trained owl refused to fly down from the rafters of the church and deliver the wedding rings. Probably because he had a little stage fright. I mean, think about it. This is still a bird of prey. I mean, granted, it's a funny-looking bird of prey, but owls are a bird of prey. And you put it into an enclosed space with a lot of people, chances are it's not going to be very receptive at the idea of going down and delivering these rings when it's supposed to, or when it's on cue to do so. It probably just sat up there and kept saying this.
Who?
Yeah, it just kept saying this.
Who?
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah, he's a paranoid owl there, apparently. So that's what's going on things you need to know for this. Yeah, it's Wednesday, isn't it? Anyway, let's see what else we have in here in the system. Just give me a moment here. I'm loading a couple of cards, so don't worry. And switching this over, and here we go.
Uh-oh, guess what day it is?
Oh, no, he woke up. Oh, man. I know that was a cheap way to get a joke, but I don't have an engineer here to load these cards for me or to give cues to play them when I need them. Anyway, what do you say we take a look at news headlines, all right? And find out what's going on in the exciting world of news this morning. Oh, Bob.
You're the genius.
I'm sorry, Bob, I couldn't hear you. Could you say that a little bit louder, please?
You're the genius.
Yeah, thank you, Bob. All right, it's time for the news on this news headlines on this Wednesday. And details emerge about Navy Yard shooting suspect. Videos obtained from the scene of Monday's Naval Yard shooting show shooting suspect Aaron Alexis entering a bathroom with a bag and leaving with a shotgun. Yesterday, details emerged about the suspect shooter's mindset, including a troubled mental health history. According to a police report Alexis made just weeks before the shooting, he believed he was being followed by unseen individuals who were sending vibrations into his body and harassing him. President Obama orders security review in wake of Navy Yard shooting. According to a defense report, President Obama ordered a review of the government contractor and employee protections. This decision comes in the wake of a shooting that left 12 dead at the Navy Yard in Washington, D.C. Monday. According to military officials, the suspect in Monday's shooting has security clearance to the Navy Yard, but not the office building that was the scene of the shooting. Investigation into security procedures is ongoing. So perhaps I was wrong yesterday. I did not know that this guy was being escorted by security. And I think it's time you find some better security officials there. CDC sets threat level for drug-resistant bacteria. The Center for Disease Control has established threat levels for drug-resistant superbugs